Today, we are going to build CRUD operations using nodeJS and MongoDB. Node.js is an open source cross-platform backend JavaScript runtime environment used to build applications and APIs using JavaScript. MongoDB is a source available cross-platform document-oriented database program. It is primarily used for storing JSON content, and it is a NoSQL DB. What's our today's goal? Our today's goal is to build simple CRUD operations such as create, read, update, and delete methods. What we need to build this program, we need a text editor such as Notepad, Atom, Visual Studio, or any other favorite editor, and we need Node.js. Node.js could be installed from nodejs.org. We need NPM. NPM is a node package manager, primarily used for managing node modules within your application. And it could be installed from this location. And we need MongoDB. MongoDB has different flavors. We have Community Edition, Enterprise Edition, and so on and so forth. We would be using Community Edition for this. And MongoDB could be installed using various forms. I have used a tool called Brew to install MongoDB. First, I have downloaded MongoDB and installed it on my local machine. And the third and fourth steps are starting the servers and stopping the servers. So the MongoDB server could be started by using these two commands. Okay, now let's build the application that we are planning to do. I have opened my Visual Studio Code. Let me first make sure that I have Node and NPM installed. Node is installed. I've checked that with the command node-v. And now I would like to check whether I have already installed npm-v or not. It is installed. Now let's clear my screen and create a project by initializing npm init will initialize the project. I'll give all the default values for this package. Let's say OK. Now, if you see, a package.json has been created with the project name Xplain-002. Now, let's install MongoDB module. npm install MongoDB space -- save. This will install MongoDB and saves that MongoDB package in package.json. Let's see that. It has installed MongoDB in node modules, and then it has added the dependency in package.json. Now, let's start creating a new file called index.js. And within index.js, let's start creating our program by initializing Mongo client. Const Mongo client equals require. I need MongoDB package, DB package, and within that, I need Mongo client. Next one, I would like to initialize the URL, database URL on my local machine. That would be MongoDB / localhost, and the port number where the MongoDB is running. So by default, when you start MongoDB server, it would be running on 27017. And now let's connect to MongoDB server using Mongo client. So I could use this method called connect, and that needs URL. And once this connection is established, it would call this method, which will have an error and a response. So first, let's check if there is any error while connecting and throw that error. If there is no error, it'll execute the next step, where I would like to initialize our database equals response dot db. Let me create my database as Xplain db, and now I have a database initialized object. Let's create a user object. User name would be John, age would be 50, height would be 6'11", and I have created a new object. Now let's create a collection if it is not available and insert an object user into users table. Let's do that by saying database dot collection. I'll create the collection name as users dot insert one, and I'll pass the user object. Once the insert is executed, it will call this method error and response. Again, we'll check whether if there is any error while inserting the object. If not, we will print a statement console.log record successfully created. This is our first CRUD method. Now let's try to find this object. We'll say database dot collection users dot find one, find one, and first one would be the query where you could pass the kind of object that you would like to find. I would like to find any object, and then a function that would be executed after finding the object. And again here we would check whether any errors and throw the error. If not, we'll just print a statement as record successfully read. This is our second method. Now let's update the same record with a different value. First, let's get the collection dot update one, And let's find an object where the age is 50 and set an attribute, that is name attribute, as John Smith. Previously we gave the name as John. Now we would like to change it to John Smith, and an anonymous function, error response, and this would be executed. Let's check if we have any error. If there is an error, throw this error, or print a statement stating record successfully updated. Now the last method we would like to try is deletion. So it's the same database.collection users delete one. Let's delete an object with age 50, and the anonymous function, let's check if there is any error. If not, print a statement record successfully deleted. If you see here, there are four methods, CRUD operations: created, read, updated, and deleted. Let's clean our terminal. And now let's execute method node index.js and hit enter. I see that there is a error stating invalid schema expected connection string to start with. Let's go and see. I gave MongoDG instead of DB. So let's modify this. And now again, clear. And then we'll use node index.js and execute. If you see here, it was successfully connected and created a record, read the record successfully from the DB, and updated the record and deleted that corresponding record successfully. And these are very primary methods that are used for to create, update, delete. But we could create many more functions like this. If you want to get bulk data, you could use find many. If you want to update bulk, you could update many records at one time and delete as well as other things. I hope you understood the concepts. That's all for today. Thank you, everyone.